Samsung's most smartest phone ever is finally here, the real answer to Apple. Let's see how the new Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra stacks up against the iPhone 15 Pro Max. Titanium versus titanium, this is truly the battle of titans. Spoiler alert, this battle is a bit different because things go beyond just specs and raw power. Samsung has managed to open a new door which Apple has yet to even touch. As always, we'll start with value and pricing. Both phones are not cheap at all as expected. Both phones are starting off at $1199 for the base 256GB model. However, just like every year, Samsung offers free pre-order gifts depending on your market, so you can get free Galaxy Buds or free storage update or even 2 years of free Samsung Care. While Apple never, and I mean never, does any pre-order gifts or discounts, so technically Samsung is a bit better value. But free gifts won't be deciding this battle. Looking at the design, it is truly Titan versus Titan. You are looking at the final form of both Samsung and Apple when it comes to creating two of the most premium, most well-recognized smartphones on the market. Once again, in my opinion, Samsung just did a lot better when it comes to the colors despite having titanium. They went extra hard on their default colors compared to the choices you get from Apple, which are kinda bland in my opinion, except natural titanium, which I like a bit on the iPhone 15 Pro Max. But Samsung clearly did better, and they do offer 3 more colors for online buyers. But let me know your thoughts about the colors in the comment section below. While both are incredibly premium, there are some important factors to consider. The S24 Ultra is a proper boxy phone, while the iPhone 15 Pro Max is a bit rounded, which could be a little bit more comfortable to hold compared to the S24 Ultra. I personally really like the square look of the S24 Ultra. I mean, this is truly embodying what a Note design is all about. They both use titanium on the side, but unlike Apple, Galaxy S24 Ultra is not any lighter than last year's model, so it's about 10 gram more in terms of weight compared to the 15 Pro Max. Considering these are big phones, again, this is an added advantage for the iPhone 15 Pro Max. When it comes to the display, Samsung has done something kind of shocking. The S24 Ultra is Samsung's first flagship phone in almost a decade to have a proper flat display ditching the curved screen, perhaps forever. It's coming at 6.8 inches compared to 6.7 inch display of the 15 Pro Max. It's not just the inches, the big difference is in terms of the brightness. We've got 2600 nits of brightness on the S24 Ultra compared to 2000 on the iPhone 15 Pro Max, providing a massive boost when it comes to direct sunlight. Overall, both displays are really good, but as always, when we are comparing displays on Samsung and the latest iPhone, it all comes down to the aesthetics, and by that I mean dynamic island versus the punch hole. The punch hole takes less space, so once again, it's gonna have an upper hand when it comes to having that more of an uninterrupted look, especially when watching Netflix. On the other hand, dynamic island does have some cool UI functions, especially considering the live activity feature. It's also where we see Apple's Face ID, whereas Samsung has their under-display fingerprint scanner. Now, both phones are just stupid fast. Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 on the S24 Ultra versus Apple A17 Pro on the iPhone 15 Pro Max. According to the Geekbench 5 CPU scores, the A17 Pro is still a little bit faster than the S24 Ultra's 8 Gen 3, but the S24 Ultra clasps back with a faster GPU for gaming. I mean, gone is the time where Apple was leagues ahead of Samsung. Things are now pretty much neck and neck. But hold on, this time it's not just the power comparison, but the brains of the beast that is AI. Samsung has finally unleashed their AI magic, which is Galaxy AI, something Apple has yet to do. We still have iOS 17 on the iPhone 15 series, whereas Samsung is bringing One UI 6.1 with the entire Galaxy S24 series with a range of exciting AI features. For example, Live Translate, which is just straight up black magic. I mean, it can translate any language in real time on a call to the other person while also translate their language in your language, not only in just text form but also in voice form. And what's groundbreaking is that this is on-device AI feature, meaning no internet connection is needed, and it works exactly as Samsung said. Other than this, features like intelligent writing, which helps you write better messages and notes with the help of AI, change your your writing styles and tone from professional to casual, which is such a good thing to have for emails and other conversation. There's also an on-device interpreter that doesn't need internet. It can translate any supported language in real time. Galaxy AI can also summarize web pages. Again, the list goes on and on. The thing is, these AI features could be quite useful to a lot of people, and they kind of make iPhone look a bit outdated. iOS 18 is confirmed to feature a lot of new AI features, but it won't be ready until the iPhone 16 series, so Samsung is clearly ahead of Apple when it comes to the AI game. Now, we may not have AI on iOS, but we do have is proper console games. Again, this may not be important to a lot of people, but Apple literally have PS5 quality console games for the iPhone 15 Pro and the 15 Pro Max that you can download and play right away. As of now, Samsung hasn't announced any of the console game collaboration for the S24 Ultra, but we'll keep an eye when that happens. Now, perhaps the number one reason why anyone would spend extra money on an Ultra or a Pro phone is the camera. And well, this is where I believe Samsung could have done better. The Galaxy S24 Ultra still packs the same camera hardware as the S23 Ultra, just like the iPhone 15 Pro Max, which has the same camera hardware as the 14 Pro Max. Both of these companies have a major change to their long-range zoom. Apple went from 3x to a 5x lens, whereas Samsung went from a 10x to a 5x lens. But no, it's not a downgrade at all. It's actually a better and a bigger sensor than the previous model, and it has 50 megapixel resolution, a lot more than the 12 megapixel of the 15 Pro Max. The S24 Ultra still does optical quality 10x zoom, beating last year's model in terms of low light situation, and also still sporting 100x digital zoom with massive improvements to stabilization as well. Considering how S23 Ultra already defeated Apple in terms of 10x and beyond 10x zoom, it's safe to assume that S24 Ultra will also get that win comfortably when it comes to long-range zoom battle. And let's not forget, we still get an additional 3x zoom for portraits as well as normal photos, which is actually the same sensor as the one on the S23 Ultra. Once again, Samsung is proving that they have the most versatile camera system on a phone. Now, where Samsung could have done better compared to Apple is that the phone still shoots default 12 megapixel photos. The biggest advantage of the iPhone 15 Pro Max is that it shoots 24 megapixel images as well as 24 megapixel portraits with excellent HDR. 24 megapixel is proven to be sharper than the 12 megapixel photos. Now, you can shoot 50 or 200 megapixel photos manually in the settings, but it will likely have a different HDR performance than the standard 12 megapixel mode, which most people will be using anyways. Now, when it comes to video, this is where Samsung kind of surprised everyone. Unlike iPhone 15 Pro Max, the S24 Ultra is the first flagship phone on the market from Samsung that sports 4K videos at 120 frames per second. And finally, as for 4K 60 FPS, you can switch all the lenses just like the iPhone 15 Pro Max, but the S24 Ultra even allows you to switch front cameras simultaneously, which is something iPhone cannot do. And for those who really want the absolute incredible detail, you can shoot 8K videos at 30 FPS with both main and the 5x zoom lens. I will say Samsung has went all out when it comes to video performance. On top of this, Samsung also specifically addressed the low light video performance on the S24 Ultra, which is where iPhone had the most advantage compared to the competition. So this time the results are expected to be a lot more closer. Overall, Samsung still remains to be the most versatile camera with multiple zoom options, whereas Apple still stays very strong with the basics like the default high-res photo capture and of course very good video performance. Again, we'll be testing these phones out in the wild very soon, so make sure you subscribe. Now, when it comes to battery life, this is where I have to say hats off to both Samsung and Apple. They have been so good. Although in my battery drain test, the S23 Ultra managed to defeat the 15 Pro Max, so based on that, the S24 Ultra with its 5000 mAh cell can make an even more of a difference. But considering the overall battery timings, both phones are just really good. So what's the verdict? Well, you have to ask yourself, what is a smartphone to you in 2024, especially considering the new AI boom? If you're already into AI, then you would understand just how smart some of these software features are on the S24 Ultra when it comes to the real life usage. AI is something that Apple is working on, but it's not going to be coming to the 15 Pro Max anytime soon. I think Samsung has managed to provide iPhone with the real challenge challenge that they were looking for. As always, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Make sure you stay tuned and subscribe for all the coverage that is coming out very soon. With that being said, I'll see you guys later. Peace out.